this museum was originally the old railway station. So it was built approximately 1886. The tracks were laid right up along here by 1886, so the station would have been built soon after that. Then it was in operation, of course, until 1969, when the passenger trains were taken off the line, and shortly after that the CPR offered the station for sale. I guess at first people weren't aware that it was for sale, and it was, but it then was bought by two different men. And after the second man who bought it began to demolish it when it came to our attention. And we didn't have a historical society at that time, but we quickly formed a nucleus or a core of heritage-minded citizens, and they formed the Pontiac Historical Society. And the money was partly given to us by a group, the Opportunities for Youth group, who had been working on a heritage project that summer. And they had a bit of money left over, and they couldn't spend it themselves, but they could give it to a heritage group to use for heritage purposes. So they had $200, and with $200 donated from the Shawville Rotary Club, we had $400 to buy the station. So it was 1972, I guess, that the Marathon Realties from Montreal, who owned it then, asked that it be moved from its present site out along the tracks. So we hurriedly looked around for a place to move it to, and finally in 1972 the Agriculture Society offered this piece of land here. So that was 1972, so the station was moved in 1975 to this location. And then, since Mr. LaSalle had taken out a lot of the interior, and it was a beautiful interior, all tongue and groove lumber, but it was mostly all gone, so we had to, it was too expensive to put it back the way it should be, although we're sorry for that. But we finished it with this just plain board interior. So it was fixed up as what we thought was very good at that time. And in 1976, in October, it was opened by the Right Honourable John G. Diefenbaker. We had a huge crowd. It was a cold, cold day in October, far worse than this. And it just poured rain, and we didn't expect a huge crowd, but we had a huge crowd. The museum was just filled, and it was raining so hard people had to sit in their cars outside, and of course we weren't set up for outdoor speakers, but the people were good enough to sit in there, and then they came through in groups after. It was a great day. So down through the years, since 1976, we've sort of changed the themes to try to make it interesting, and for the last few years it's been as you see it now. Now on the far end we have the agricultural implements, which, we are the centre of an agricultural area, so they are very pertinent to us. And then in this central part we put an old general store, as much as we can 100 years ago. And in this end, a little old schoolhouse. Hopefully, I know everything isn't 100 years old, but as much as we can. And this is the schoolhouse here. See, I have to be careful here because I'm not absolutely sure.
Okay.
Right now, Shawville, the town of Shawville, is named after the family of Shaws, and this is pictures we treasure very much, been given by the family. And this is James Shaw and his wife, Lydia Lang, and they were photographed or painted, whatever, in 1886. Now in the cases are a display of quilts, old blankets, bedspreads. The quilts are really old, and they're the old they're appliqued on with pieces of material and tied, and we have 3 of those. And we have 3 autographed spreads or quilts, which were all done in this area. People used to pay so much to have their name on the quilt, and then they embroidered it on. It was often used as a good cause to raise money for some organization. And then on the top shelf, we've beautiful crocheted doilies, pillowcases, and just fine needlework, which is beautiful, a lot of it which isn't being done today. Now, the Historical Society has done some quilting, and we have sold tickets on that and raised some money that way too.